And again, you're talking about hurricane force winds in some areas on land and not a tropical area.
Right.
And so it just goes to show you the amount of severe weather or the extent of severe weather that we can have right here in West Michigan. And of course, we should check in with 13 on your side's Aaron Sullivan, who is joining us live from Beach Elementary in Fruitport. Aaron, you are standing in front of one example of just how severe the storms were over the last 24 hours.
Right. I mean, and it's unbelievable to even think some of our viewers have written on our Facebook post about the damage here saying, hey, I live a few miles north or a few miles south, and I really didn't experience anything. But if you look behind me, I mean, the damage is evident. And this is just one of the examples that we're seeing here in West Michigan of the damage we experienced from last night's strong winds. I'm even going to take a walk over here. I mean, there's obviously parts from this shed that used to be here carrying children's toys. I mean, there's just toys everywhere. There's chalk, there's little cars, and it's really unfortunate, but they did clean up most of it. But even you can see over here, take a look at this. This looks like it's the gutter from the roof. And I'm going to be careful because I know there's some sharp material here, but this is so heavy. Like, I would have a hard time carrying that by myself. So the fact that that was picked up off of the roof, flown over here into the shed, completely damaging it, is really unbelievable. But I'm even going to take you over here. Right when we got to the scene, it didn't take us long to find more proof of damage. More gutters over here. And like I said, this is so heavy. So the fact that it was flown all across the playground is really unbelievable. And to think that children play here every day, I mean, even look at what we're having over here. Wood with the nails sticking out. And we've seen people, residents, come over here just to get a look at what they're dealing with over here at the middle school or elementary school. This is something you don't want to be near. So if you're taking a walk over here, make sure you have a good pair of shoes on because you don't know what you're going to step on. But I want you to take a look over here. This is what we saw when we first got to the scene. And you just can't help but think, oh my goodness, this is insane. This tree over here completely snapped, landing on to the playground over here. And I'm gonna walk next to it just so you can see how big this is. It really is unbelievable. And right in front of us, we have another wooden beam here with nails sticking out of it. So I'm gonna be careful with where I'm stepping over here. But just the way it snapped, I mean, it didn't even snap quite in half. It's almost like shredded. It's really unbelievable to be here and to see this. And to even think that on the property, there's two other large evergreen trees that also tipped over, and you can see those roots coming out of the ground. So I'm gonna step over here because there's someone yelling over there and I wanna make sure we're keeping it clean. But yeah, it really is just unbelievable. And I will say, right before we went live for you guys, we really wanted to show you what it looks like outside, but we did get a glimpse of what it looked like inside the gym where that roof was completely torn off. You can't see the outside. You know, when you think, oh, the roof was torn off, you're gonna look up and see the sky. Not the case here. Insulation is still in there, making sure that, you know, the roof didn't completely collapse in, but there's a lot of water damage happening right there. So we're definitely gonna be talking to the principal. He's waiting to hear from the insurance adjusters to see, you know, what they're gonna cover and what this all looks like. But yeah, boots on the ground, this is what we're seeing here right now. A lot of damage, and cleanup trucks are actually here. We have some workers that just arrived at the scene, and we're probably gonna start picking up these branches and, you know, getting all these nails off of the ground before these kids return to school. So yeah, definitely a lot of action here.
Yeah, absolutely, Aaron. And what
Tanner
you're
and Sam, I
describing
know you were talking a little bit about.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Tanner.
No, I was just going to ask.
I was going to say, you were talking about making sure you have that action plan in place,
Yeah.
you know, especially for people over here. There's no tornado on the ground here, but this just goes to show why you should be taking cover.
Absolutely. And the damage that you're describing, of course, you see pieces of wood with nails still in it, flown across that area, which can, in those circumstances, become projectiles, really, when you have winds at that rate. But also, you were looking at some of the trees that blew over. That's typically straight line wind damage, but of course, that'll be up to the National Weather Service to make that determination.
Yeah, we saw that line of storms roll in. This will likely be a straight line wind situation. But Aaron, I'm curious, did you guys have the chance to see any of the surrounding houses, neighborhoods? What does the damage look like around the elementary school?
I'm going to be honest, Sam, it's really shocking because I was really keeping an eye on the roads when we were driving here. I don't see much damage around here unless we're missing it. We didn't take the streets that have down trees, but it really just seems like the most impacted areas happened right here.
And just goes to show how localized damage can become, right? And how when people say, oh, well, the storm didn't hit me, you know, you should feel like one of the lucky ones because it only takes, you know, 1 mile radius, that school, for example, to see catastrophic damage. Thank you so much for that reporting, Aaron.
Yeah, Aaron, stay safe. I know that you were trying to avoid some of the nails stuck up from the ground there. So be careful out there. And thank you so much for your reporting this morning.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate it.